Welcome to Mystic Moons. Who is watching you? This is for the fire sign collective, fire signs, which would be a fire sun, a fire moon, a fire rising, a fire 8th house, a fire 12th house. One could say there could be some range there if you are looking at your chart through the Western lens, and then you can check out your chart in the Eastern lens with the Vedic charts. You could find out that you have other fire placements you didn't know. Although I'm willing to bet primarily probably those energies are energies you still have in your chart. Or at least, let's say, what those energies connotate, you'd have those in your chart. If you have any water placements, do feel free to check out the description where I pinned the reading that I did previously for the water sign collective. That would be water, sun, moon, rising, 8th house, 12th house. So do check that out if you have any placements that aligns to that, and if you feel like it. There's also other readings in this series. I do consider these timeless when you watch them. The message to be gleaned, a possible message to be gleaned. So you can also go and check out other readings if you feel like it in the series. I will be reading the signs in the order that's listed. So we'll start off with Aries. And then we'll go to Sagittarius, and then Leo. If you appreciate my time and energy, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Also, too, consider becoming a member. Help support the channel. I could definitely use your help and support in keeping the content going, keeping the supplies going. There's also perks for members. You do get a complimentary reading. And also, too, astrological notes released more frequently in your honor, among some other things as well. I guess we'll start. So let's see. Oh, thank you for the like. That's appreciated. Yes, likes and tips are always appreciated. Thank you. Let's see. So for Aries, that would be an Aries sun, Aries moon, Aries rising. Aries 12th house, Aries 8th house. Thank you for the like. Let's see who is watching Aries. Ah, hello. Thank you for the well wishes. Very much appreciated. Let's go and see who is watching Aries. Who's watching Aries so intently that you need to know? Nine of Swords with the Fool. Aries, I have strong air here. I also have a little bit of conflict. How this person presents Aries is not how they feel inside. A whole lot more confidence, a whole lot more bravada. They provide Aries than they feel. In fact, I would say Aries, the more that they lean into their extroverted selves, the more their internal voice in their head grows louder and louder. Aries, this person wants to be noticed more. This person doesn't necessarily, well, this person wants to be noticed more. This person wants more power. This person wants more clout. They feel they're not getting it. They feel that the position they should be regarded in, and of course, Emperor's Aries energy. But they ultimately feel that where they deserve to be, they're not there yet. Where they deserve to be, there's a lot more roads ahead for that Aries. They also feel Aries, there's a process yet to go before they can have the power, the influence that, come on, little girl, the power and influence that they want. So that's what we have with 9 of Swords. Thank you for the like and hello. Okay. Come on, little one. You can come back later. 9 of Swords. She's now by my face, saying, don't you want to look at me and pet me and scratch my head? Who doesn't want their head scratched? All right, Aries. I have 3 of Pentacles. Queen of Swords. And I have the Devil. Okay, Aries, first of all, the person who's watching you, this is really more about them than you, first of all. Whatever they're going through, their current mindset. Aries, I have someone who's dissatisfied with where they are at right now. Highly dissatisfied. Maybe they're not exactly conveying that, Aries, and I feel it's only because they feel right now they don't have the clout, or if they did express how stifled they feel, how stagnant they feel, Aries, that would turn off any of the good things that they currently have. So they feel they must keep positive about it, keep lighthearted about it, keep optimistic. But Aries, I have someone who's watching you who's all about wanting power, essentially. This person feels they deserve so much more, they want so much more, they want influence. Aries, this could be just solely about work, but with the Hierophant, here's someone who ties in their full life with their clout. Maybe that's not quite the right way of saying it. Aries, here's someone who feels that it's necessary to have success. Commonly held values of success, benchmarks of success, in order for them to feel happy and satisfied, in order for them to see the good in their life. They feel, Aries, if they could just have just a little bit more power in their life, a little bit more, perhaps, job stability in here with the Capricorn energies and Hierophant energy, or, Taurus energies coming in. If they could just have a bit more, things would be so much better. This person is frustrated. They feel they're not given the right chance. Strong air coming out here, Aries. The Fool and whatever this is, Nine of Swords. That's Gemini and Aquarius energy. I have strong Capricorn. I have strong Taurus. With maybe some Cancer, Libra energies. Strongest energies are air and earth. Strongest energies are dissatisfaction with where they're at, the person who's watching you. And all I can say right now, Aries, is here's someone who is constantly looking for ways that they can improve themselves. Hello, everyone. Who they can improve themselves and gain power. They're going to make sure, Aries, that they portray themselves as, I want to say, a well-balanced individual. This is someone who is definitely going to go and work their social circles to the max, the person who's watching you. They're going to see what can they get, Aries, from networking, not just with you, but with everyone. That's who's watching you. Aries, I don't think this person is that far away from you. They're also not that close. Not close enough, I don't think, Aries, to betray the insecurities that they are wrestling with. Here's someone, Aries, who keeps you on their radar, Aries, precisely because of what you could possibly provide for them, or who, Aries, you could introduce them to. I could say, Aries, in a nutshell, we have a social climber watching you, but I think it's a little bit more nuanced than that. As I said, there are many elements that could go into the phrase social climbing. But Aries, what I have here, ultimately, somebody seeking power and influence. And they're not going to stop until, literally, Aries, well, they sit at that top. They lead other people. And not necessarily being a team player or being somebody who's pleasant to be around. No, fun to be around, informative to be around, helpful to be around. No, they're just doing that right now to get their positions. Oh, I was going to pull a card, wasn't I, Aries? 1 second before I put that away. I have today. So a timing card. I'm also going to say, too, Aries, this person who's watching you, the person who they are today, well, I think that was kind of alluded to in the reading, right, is not who they plan to be, who they want to be tomorrow. Here's a person who's ready for change. They're doing everything they can to make sure tomorrow will be different. We could say, maybe not social climber, Aries, but we could say an opportunist is the one watching you. Let's go on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius Sun. Sagittarius Moon. Oops. Sagittarius 8th house, Sagittarius 12th house. Strong earth coming out here, Sagittarius. Someone's being very conservative with their resources, Sagittarius. Strong Taurus energy. Do you know a Taurus, Sagittarius? If you know a Taurus, Sagittarius, that Taurus isn't reaching out to you. But that Taurus is still evaluating what could be. But Sagittarius, let's go and get a full message. Maybe a different message. We'll see. These are open pulls. Whatever comes out. In the phrase of, who is watching you, Sagittarius? I have Seven of Cups, Sagittarius. I have Emperor. Could be ideas, could be making a choice, Sagittarius. If I can get that card underneath. Somebody's made a choice. Somebody's made a decision, Sagittarius. Before, there were a bunch of options to choose from, and now they definitely have chosen a path that they're going to adhere to. Determination, Sagittarius, unwavering determination to carry out, at least right now, Sagittarius, what they decided. Still a little bit of hesitation in here, Sagittarius. But they're still committed to what they've decided, what they've embarked on, what they've committed to. Energy, Sagittarius. Well, if I was to poke a little further back here, we do have some soulmate energy, very, very diluted with an emperor coming up here. But primary energies, Sagittarius, I have Aries, Scorpio, Libra, Pisces, maybe some Cancer and some Taurus. More relevant, Sagittarius, let's say ones right now are a number you should be paying attention to. Because here's someone too, Sagittarius, who has decided on what's important to them. Thank you for the like. All right, Emperor. Emperor, I have Hermit. I have Knight of Swords. I have that Seven of Cups again with a Page of Wands. Sagittarius, the person who's watching you is going to reach out to you. Sagittarius, this person should have reached out to you. Well, I say should have, because, you know, we do have emphatic energy with Emperor, Magician. You know, they're just very bullish energies. You know, they don't necessarily need approval from anyone else other than the one initiating the actions. And nothing's stopping them. No hesitation in this energy, Sagittarius. Of course, Temperance is Sagittarius. Eight of Wands is Sagittarius. But essentially, Sagittarius, the person who's watching you is going to connect with you. Could very well be tied into those two cards that popped out earlier, Sagittarius, at Seven of Pentacles, Five of Pentacle energy. I'm going to say for the numbers that are relevant for your pull, let's say ones and sevens. Also, two ones are initiation in this pull for you, Sagittarius. Sevens are summoning the courage from within to change what is. And I have someone, Sagittarius, who's going to see how things stand between you and them. That's what my cat says. She says, can I be up here too? I don't really want her up here. Come on, little girl. She says we can do gardening right now. She likes plants. What was I going to say, Sagittarius? Oh, essentially someone who you haven't been in contact with a while, they're going to go and reach out to you, Sagittarius. They've been on the fence about it. They've been thinking about it, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, no one that they've come across, Sagittarius, is quite like you. Interesting energy too, Sagittarius, if we take this message in light of that Emperor, Empress energies that were separated by some distance, by some time. Here's someone who shares, Sagittarius, the same soul dust as you. They vibrate on the same level as you. Shine the same colored light as you. A type of homecoming this person is doing, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, one thing I will point out, here's someone who is coming to you based on how they knew you before. And Sagittarius, you could have changed. Your light that you shine could have changed its color, Sagittarius. The vibration that you emanated at that time, Sagittarius, I'm sure has changed. Your stardust is still the same, Sagittarius, but it has evolved, it has grown. Sagittarius, here's someone who's going to, the person who's watching you. They're coming back to you, not considering the changes and the growth you've undergone. While Sagittarius, this person has been thinking so much about the you they knew before. And is it the word opportunity, Sagittarius? Maybe not the right word, but we'll use it. The opportunity to know you, to work with you, to be around you, to be with you, Sagittarius. It's like their development didn't quite move. They just simply have been reliving and reviving who they were at the time they knew you. And you, Sagittarius, a little bit of change on your end. Anyway, Sagittarius, that's who's watching you. Energies, I have Aries, Virgo, Scorpio. Maybe I have some Gemini, Sagittarius. I forgot those signs I said earlier, but you can keep them in mind or take the video back. And I have Neptune. Sagittarius, the person who's watching you, is very attracted to you, attracted to the idea of you. Sagittarius, you have been on their mind. Okay, you don't have to do that. Come on. Why don't you go down? Come on. My cat comes. Mine goes blank temporarily. Anyway, with Neptune, here's someone who's very attracted to you. They're also attracted to the idea of you, Sagittarius. We had that with also to Ace of Swords. No, come on. What are you munching? Over there, you can't munch anything. Don't munch my begonia. No, don't munch my fig. Go down there. Hello. My cat says, but, you know, we have things to do together that we haven't done yet. She says we have planting things to do, many munching to do, lots of munching, lots of plant munching, like she doesn't eat it, she tears them apart, she shreds them. But, you know, she likes doing that. My plants still thrive. It's okay. So, Neptune. Oh, well, you get the idea, Sagittarius. That's who's watching you. Let's go on to the next sign, the next fire sign. Is there one more thing I want to say about Neptune? Anyway, Sagittarius, this person has been fantasizing about, oh yes, what was it? Hangman with Ace of Swords and that Seven of Cups energy that we have here. Definitely, Sagittarius, this person you have grown in this person's mind. Past who you are as a person, who you are as a real person, but you have gone into the level of imagination with this person, the level of fantasy with this person, what could be, according to them, one-sidedly, Sagittarius. Here's someone whose imagination is quite vivid with you, Sagittarius. Anyway, Sagittarius, this person is someone who is going to reach out to you shortly. I do think they're going to reach out to you shortly. Sagittarius, if they've already sort of opened up the gateway to you, gateway of contact, then I expect them, rather, Sagittarius, to get more overt with expressing their interest, especially with Neptune, Emperor, Seven of Cups, etc. They should make their attraction to you, Sagittarius, quite obvious. If it's not obvious to begin with, Sagittarius, it'll grow to be quite obvious. It'll be unmistakable. Probably be a direct question. Yes or no. Something of that. It's building up to that energy. But the person who's watching you, that's the steps they'll take. Let's go and check out Leo. Thank you for the like. That'll be a Leo sun, moon, rising. Leo 12th house, Leo 8th house. Four of Swords with a Five of Pentacles. Person watching you, Leo. Someone you haven't spoken with for a while. They've withdrawn, Leo. They've gone quiet, Leo. They're alone, Leo. The status that they had, Leo, when you knew them, Leo, that's changed. Could be in this energy too, Leo. They're a bit embarrassed about it. You know, because, Leo, their self-image is one of prosperity, one of capability. Someone resourceful, someone independent, someone suave, someone very particular, Leo, in how they present. And right now, Leo, for whatever reason, Leo, oh, Leo, they're struggling. And oh, Leo, they don't want you to know. They don't want anyone to know. It's embarrassing for this to be known. The person who's watching you. Leo, the person who's watching you is not dealing with you. Some really big upset happened, Leo. That drained them. Something that they didn't plan for, something that they could address, and address it they did, Leo. They addressed it so much that it took both their time and, Leo, I do think, also their resources down to nothing. The person who's watching you, Leo, has experienced trauma. One could say materialistic things are just materialistic things, but in this energy, Leo, the materialistic things are what enables this person to support themselves, to feed themselves, to clothe themselves, you know, to move in certain circles as opposed to other circles. Pretty big blow. The person who's watching you. Leo, I don't think this person is reaching out to you. If you reached out to them, Leo, I would see it being really sporadic. Here's someone who doesn't want to deal with you. They don't want to deal with anyone while they're in this period, Leo, of angst and difficulty. They rather be remembered by the people they care about, Leo, as doing well. And Leo, they're not going to reach out again until they are back on their feet, until they're back at this stage of success, this stage of stability, which means money flowing in, they're eating well, they're living well. They are moving in certain types of circles, Leo, that you need capital to be able to enjoy. That's essentially who's watching you. Energies coming out here, Leo. Well, obviously we have strong earth. Strong earth. I have all the earth signs, Leo. Leo, and I'm going to say with that strong earth, it could be somebody who has earth in their sun or their rising. It could also be, Leo, someone who has earth in their Venus, their Mercury, their Mars. Maybe even their Pluto or their Saturn. I don't really see this earth being in their watery places. This is a little too overt unless they're water ruled. But you know, you can have one element, like I'm one element and the sign that rules me, or the element that rules me, is different. But I would say the earth that they have here is really in their active places. So I would say in how they communicate, their Mars, their Venus, their Pluto, I'm not going to say Jupiter. I don't see Earth, Jupiter in this energy. No, this person took a hit. This person feels bad. No Earth and Jupiter. We also have some Libra energy here too. Maybe some Aries if I dug a little further into it. But primary, here's somebody who is hurting as he's watching Leo. Leo, let's find out more. Thank you for the link. Two cards. There's two cards. All right, King of Pentacles under that 8 has taken a hit. Taking a hit. You know, this energy with that King of Pentacles under that Ace of Wands, which was buried underneath. Leo, maybe there's someone who you were communicating with and you felt like this person, first of all, really honestly cared about you. You know, they were really authentic in how they valued your relationship and your connection, and then they cut it off. Well, Leo, this energy here, as I said, they cut it off because maybe they lost their job. Maybe they had some family issue here. Leo, there was something, Leo, in which required them to invest their time and their money, their time and their resources, and they did. And as they did that, Leo, some other things went for them, Leo, and they're basically left with nothing, basically drained. Sharing what they had, rising to the occasion of what was needed. Very busy energy. The energy. So Leo, the person who's watching you, they are busy getting back on their feet. Not easy though, Leo. As I said, I don't know what this person lost, but they lost some significant things to stability. They definitely are not in prosperity. But Leo doesn't mean that they are out. They're just, they know they have to regroup and rebuild. Trying to figure out the most intelligent way of doing it. Leo energies here. Hey, come on, little one. I'm almost done. Leo, the energies here for numbers, we definitely have 4s and 8s and 1s, I want to say. This is also in that energy. She's like, oh, I'm going to eat your fig, our fig. No, you can eat my fig later. Come on, little one. Do you want some kibble? I'm going to give her some kibble. Kibble. You want kibble? Everyone can get kibble. Come up here. You want kibble for real? Okay. So, Leo, number we have here, we have 4s, 8s, and 1s. Basically, so you can take keep an eye out for those numbers. With those numbers here with that person, Leo, basically, although this person is hurting, I mean, they really are hurting, like physically, their actual state of living, Leo, is not good. But in this energy too, Leo, maybe it's just what this person is projecting, but it's something they have to solve by themselves, something they have to work through themselves. You know, they have to, first of all, establish a foundation, Leo, for someone else to join them. Right now, they are an independent solo satellite. That's their energy. They have to create a platform, Leo, that someone else can join them on. It's not something that someone can help them do at this time, Leo. Leo, I am going to say in this energy with the person who's watching you, the worst of what they've gone through is over. And now, Leo, it's a matter of thriving, getting back to where they were before, rising up. You know, they've already been knocked down, and now they just have to stand up, which they are in the midst of doing. Leo, a card for you in this energy. Oh, and signs. Did I say signs? Signs, Leo. I have very strong Libra energy. Very strong Libra. I'm actually going to say Libra is the strongest, Leo. Libra is a primary energy, and then maybe we have some Gemini, Cancer, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Virgo. But you know, in this energy, ultimately, Leo, these other energies of Cancer, Gemini, etc., it's all about them planning. You know, what can they do? What should they do? What kind of compromises do they have to make at this time to get where they need to go? Trying to push aside the feeling horrible about where they're at and where they've been reduced to and focus on the future. Those types of things. That's what my cat says in the background. And I have foreign. Leo, the person who's watching you is finding themselves in very unfamiliar territory. They haven't dealt with anything like this before, Leo. They're getting schooled on it now, Leo. Probably what they're going through too, Leo. Well, maybe they imagine it would be something that you would not be able to relate to. Maybe they think in this energy, Leo, no one would be able to relate to. Leo, with that 4s, 1s, and 8s, you know that they have the power to change their fate. The power to change fate is in their hands. Leo, I do feel that's the energy that they feel. It's not necessarily how it is. Just like external circumstances, Leo, got them into the situation they're in, that they're working out of right now. External circumstances can bring them out. Anyway, think about that, Leo. If there's someone who you know who this sounds like, could be like someone who dropped off. Because, Leo, if you could help, I think that would be a good thing. Anyway, thank you for the hearts. And hello, Andrea. Hello, Ben. Hello, Jermaine. Hello, Sherry. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Sending prayer and love out to those who need it. Well, so many need it, right? Everyone. We got some insanity going on right now. It doesn't have to be that way. It does not. We all want essentially the same things. And they're not bad things. Well, I'm going to leave this up for a little bit of time. Thank you, everyone, for the likes. Yes, if you appreciate my time, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Also, to everyone, if you'd like to go and support the channel, consider becoming a member. Consider becoming a moonwalker. There are member lives with complimentary readings you'll get. They'll probably be themed, most likely. But I think that they'll be themed in things like maybe your own personal astrological note, a secret you yourself should know, things like that. And you can check out the other stuff on the content. Other content that's out. It's like 3:30 where I am. Actually, it's 3:33. We have angel numbers right now as I end this. Anyway, bye-bye.